Right now, air quality conditions are improving from the Midwest to the Northeast. But on Friday, 4 out of 5 cities with the worst air quality in the world were in North America, New York ranking second. This dangerous air is caused by smoke from the continuing historic wildfires raging in Canada. And the New York Times is reporting that this smoke is not only a problem for us, it's even been making its way across the Atlantic, now reaching southern Europe and the British Isles before curling toward the north and the east. Joining me now is Presidential Distinguished Professor, Director of the Center for Science, Sustainability, and the Media at the University of Pennsylvania, Dr. Michael Mann. Thank you for being with us. He also has a new book coming out in September entitled Our Fragile Moment. So, Michael Mann, just how is climate change impacting these wildfires, the smoke, and the way we're all reacting to them?
Yeah, thanks, Andrea. It's good to be with you. It's unfortunate, though, to be talking about these experiences that we're having here, which really are a direct manifestation of the human-caused warming of the planet, of human-caused climate change. Look, extreme weather events happen, but what's the carbon pollution we're putting into the atmosphere, it's warming up the atmosphere, it's putting more energy into the atmosphere, we're baking the soil in the summer, the atmosphere is more moisture. When it does rain, you get more of it, more of those flooding events. But when you get that summer drought, which has been worsened, combined with that worsened heat, you put those two ingredients together and you get the sorts of wildfires that we're seeing, not just in Western North America, in the Western U.S. where we're used to seeing them, but all the way back east in Eastern Canada and Central Canada. For me, it's reminiscent of early 2020 when I was in Australia during what is now known as the Black Summer, where they witnessed a summer of unprecedented wildfires that literally broke out across the continent because of the unprecedented heat and drought that they were experiencing. And I remember that smell. I remember the smell of that wildfire smoke outside of the apartment I was staying in Sydney. I experienced that same smell here in Pennsylvania just a couple weeks ago because of the wildfire smoke that was actually reaching us here back east. In fact, Philadelphia at one point had just about the worst air quality in the world.
Yeah, and I was there that day, as a matter of fact, so I can attest to that. How much does the change in climate not only affect increased wildfires, but also the way that smoke is captured under the ozone layer and makes it worse?
Yeah, earlier your meteorologist, Michelle Grossman, I think was her name, did a really nice job in sort of laying out the way that climate change is impacting all of this. And one of the more subtle impacts of climate change, but an important one, and one that we've studied, is the way that it's sort of slowing down the jet stream. The jet stream is always weaker in the summer because it's driven by the temperature contrast between the lower latitudes and the Arctic. And that temperature contrast is smaller in summer because the Arctic warms up quite a bit. The lower latitudes don't warm up as much. Well, global warming, human-caused warming, is making that difference even smaller. It's weakening the jet stream even further. And under certain circumstances, it basically gets stuck in place. Those pressure centers, those high and low pressure centers associated with extreme weather get stuck in place and they become amplified. And that's when we see those record wildfires, the heat, the drought, the wildfires, or exceptional rainfall and flooding. And so this is one extra ingredient, and it's an ingredient that the models actually aren't doing a great job capturing. So in some ways, the climate models we use to predict all of this may be underestimating some of these very significant impacts, including these extreme weather events, the changed atmospheric wind patterns that bring all that smoke from Canada down here into the eastern U.S. All of that is being impacted by climate change, sometimes in fairly subtle ways.
You've just explained for me why flight times from west to east are not as rapid as they used to be in the past. So does Canada have a different way of treating wildfires or fighting them than the U.S. model?
Well, I think they, use the same sorts of, fire prevention, fire suppression methods. But one of the things in Canada, you have some of these regions that are just so remote We have remote regions here in the United States, but even more so once you get into Canada, just huge open expanses of land, and it's hard to get all the equipment, all the infrastructure out there to deal with those wildfires, and that's part of what's going on. Some of these wildfires right now are very hard to reach, and so to the extent that we might be able to try to manage them, it's more of a challenge, and and they continue on, and we feel that down here in the lower 48 with that wildfire smoke that we smell and we see.
Michael Mann, you're an incredible resource. Thank you so much for coming, and we do appreciate it.